Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time of stopping by. Hello, you are highly welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel. To my old subscribers, I say thank you very much for all your support. I really appreciate it. Appreciate them. So in today's video, we'll be making this lovely gown for our princesses today. If it's something you are interested in, please keep watching and I will see you at the end of the video. So for this style, we'll be making I'll be folding my front and my back bodies together. I'll be cutting them together, and the first thing I'm going to do is to fold my fabric into two. That's the first fold, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold again. Look at have excess at the end of it. That will serve as by zipper allowance, and whatever I fold, I'll make sure that is enough for my bust measurement divided by 4 plus my allowance. So my measurement is going to be starting from my center front, and that's from the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out the rough edges of the label on the Ankara fabric. Then I'm going to go ahead and then start inserting my measurements, and for the first thing I'm going to take is my half length, which is 12 inches plus 1 inch allowance for joining. Then remember, your measurement is going to start from the center front, and then I'm going to go take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. That's half of my shoulder measurement, and that same half of my shoulder measurement is what I'm going to go down with for my armhole depth. For this, I'm not going to be putting any shoulder allowance because this is not going to have any sleeve, so that's why I didn't add any allowance for joining. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take my neck measurement, and for this I'm going to be having a wide neck, so I marked at 5 inches, and then I'm going to connect it to meet the bust line, the armhole line, and this I'm going to be marking ½ inch away from that bust line, so that by the time I join it, it will be at that exact line. Then I went down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and then I'll connect it to my neckline. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take my bust measurement divided by 4 plus my allowance for stitching, and my bust measurement and my waist measurement is the same thing. That's why I just mark straight. But if yours is not the same, please go ahead and mark your waist measurement when divided by 4 plus your allowance, and then I also curve my neck, my armhole to give I just went ahead to curve my armhole and then cut it out, and that's all for this. Then you look at it, you see how I cut my back neckline. So please go ahead and cut it the same way I just did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button, join the growing family. To my old subscribers, you guys know I appreciate you so much. So I just measured my waist measurement so that I will know how much I'm going to cut out for my gather. And for my gather, the length of it is, remember that our half length is 12 inches, so I'm going to place my tape at 12 inches line, and then I'm going to measure down. For this, we are going to deduct 5 inches for the ruffle at the down part. Then I added 1 inch to join in, then deducted 5 inches. I hope you understand. That's the remaining measurement minus your half length, then minus 5 inches. That's what I cut out. So we're going to trim it to that place after joining it to the bodice. Then for my bodice, I do not have lining, so I said to use duplicate my front and my back bodies to use it as my lining. So I'm going to go ahead and arrange this well, and then stitch all the way from the neckline. For this back neckline, you're going to stitch it to the zipper allowance. I didn't point there, but you're going to stitch it all the way from the shoulder to the zipper. So I'm going to go ahead and then stitch the front neckline and also the armhole, because this is not going to have a sleeve. So this is it. After stitching it down, the next thing I'm going to do is to notch this neckline area, and then notch the front neckline area as well, so that if there's any tension there, it's going to release it. And I also notch my armhole before turning it inside out. And this is it after I was done. The next thing I'm going to do is to arrange this, since you're going to be attaching some things at the shoulder area, so I'm not going to stitch the shoulder yet. What I'm going to do is to arrange my bodice well, then pin it down. You can as well pin your zipper allowance at this moment, but for me, I do not pin it, since I already have an indication where my zipper allowance is going to start. So I just pin it down and then stitch the two seam line with my measurements. So this is it after I was done stitching it down. So I measured this to know how long the width of my gather side is going to be. And for this, I cut out double plus a little bit of excess for this. I just placed the two together so that you guys can see, and my fabric is on fold. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold the hemline and then run a loose stitch at the upper side. I already done that. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull on one of the train to gather it. Remember, whatever you're going to gather is going to be the exact measurement with the bodies, and I'm not gathering my zipper allowance, just like I always mention on this all my videos. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place this on the bodies and then stitch it all the way from one side of it to the other. You can as well match it, make a notch at the center and then match the two centers together before notching, to avoid having one excess at one side of it. So this is the stripes I'll be using to make the ruffle on the gown. And for this, remember we deducted 5 inches, so this is the 5 inches plus 2 inches allowance for folding and joining. So I have 2 of it. I'm going to first of all join the 2 fabrics together and then hem the hem area, stitch it down. So this is the bodice when I was done stitching the gathers. The next thing I'm going to do is to close up the zipper allowance and then attach my zip. After making this video, when it's time for me to attach my zip, I couldn't find the black zip. I don't know who took it. I don't know where my children dropped it, so I had to change to a purple zip for the gown. So for the strap at the shoulder area, this is going to be as long as you want it or as short as you want it, and I have about 3.5 inches for the width, and then the length, like I said, as long as you want or as short as you want, and I have 4 of it. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and then close it up so that I can turn it inside out. I'm going to stitch this and then stitch it all the way down, and one side is going to be open so that I can turn it from that side. So this is my zip after I was done fixing it. And this is the stripes after I was done stitching it. I said to slant the curve, to slant the stitches there rather. So I'm going to go ahead to trying to use my scissors to turn this inside out. I'm just trying to push out the fabric out. And I did the same thing for the other stripe. You can then go ahead and iron this if your light is available. So I'm going to go ahead and then fold my shoulder area in by 1/2 inch, and then for the stripe I'm going to put it in and then stitch it down. Remember, this gown is for children, so you're going to stitch as much as possible so that it doesn't pull out anytime. And I'll do the same thing for the other shoulders. So this is it after I was done. At this moment I haven't ironed it. I'm really rushing this video. So this is it after attaching it. The next thing you're going to do is to get the gown ready to attach the ruffle at the down part of it. So what I did is to arrange the gown, making sure I arrange it well. So I'm going to make a slit at one side of it, not really, I would say at the 3/4 side of it. So I'm going to open this up with my scissors. Then I'm going to slant this to make it to curve it. So what I did is to just measure it and make sure what I'm going to cut is not more than the ruffle I want to attach, because I do not want to have for that place to be too open, rather. So I'm going to just slant it to meet the other side of the gown. I'm making sure that you're now cutting through the back bodice, the back side. So after I was done cutting it, I'm going to cut through all the way to the waist. I'm going to lose that stitches there, then open it up so that I can attach this ruffle to it. So I'm going to place this, and then just like I'm showing you guys, you're going to open it so that you can attach it into the waist. Then I'm going to go ahead and then plait it with little places, depending on how much fabric that you have, with little places. Then plait it all the way from that place through the hemming area to the other side of the gown. So like I said earlier, you're going to open your waist area so that you can attach the ruffle at the waistline. So that's what I opened it, and I cut the opening to get close to the thread. I did not cut through the thread so that it doesn't affect the gather. So I'm going to go ahead then stitch the waist area. Then I will start my little plaits. I'm going to use little plaits to plait this all through to the other side. Then when I was done plaiting it, I'm going to then flip it over just like this and then attach it. This is the reason for opening your waist area, to put this into your waist and then attach it and then stitch it to your bodice. You can even do this before stitching to the bodice. But for this video, I did it just so that I think this is the easiest way. I have another video when I did this. I left the zipper area open and I did it through the zipper area. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So this is it after I was done stitching. What we are going to do is to serge the inner part. You can as well stitch this place I just touched so that it doesn't keep opening when the child is wearing it. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.